My beloved brothers and sisters, there are moments in life when pain feels heavier than hope, when your heart is tired and your smile feels forced. You may be doing everything right, yet life still hurts in ways you never expected. In those moments, Allah is not asking you to pretend that everything is fine. He is asking you to hold on to Him. Staying positive when life hurts is not about ignoring your pain. It is about trusting that Allah sees your tears, hears your silent du'as, and knows the weight you carry. The Prophet ﷺ went through loss, rejection and hardship, yet his heart remained connected to Allah. That connection is what kept him strong, patient and hopeful. So when life hurts the most, don't lose hope. Let your pain bring you closer to Allah, not farther from Him. Because with faith in your heart, even the hardest moments can shape a strength and positivity that no hardship can destroy. Pain is temporary, but Allah's mercy is constant. Pain has a way of convincing the heart that it will last forever. When hardship settles in, days feel longer and nights feel heavier. But Allah reminds us that no difficulty is permanent. Pain visits, teaches and leaves. Mercy, however, stays. Allah's mercy does not come and go with circumstances. It surrounds the believer at all times. Every hardship you face has an ending written by Allah. Even if you cannot see it yet, relief is already moving toward you. Allah does not allow pain to stay longer than it needs to. What remains constant through it all is His mercy, holding you together when you feel like falling apart. Pain may shake your emotions, but it cannot erase Allah's kindness. You may feel broken, confused, or exhausted, yet Allah's mercy is quietly sustaining you. It is mercy that allows you to wake up again, mercy that gives you breath, mercy that keeps your heart believing even when it hurts. Allah's mercy shows itself most clearly in difficult times. When support disappears and answers are delayed, mercy takes the form of patience placed in your heart. You endure not because you are strong, but because Allah is gentle with you. Pain often narrows your vision. You focus on what hurts and forget what heals. Allah's mercy widens your sight. It reminds you that this moment is not the whole story. What you feel now is temporary, but what Allah promises is eternal. Every tear shed for the sake of Allah is wrapped in mercy. None of it is ignored. Allah counts your patience, your restraint and your trust. Pain may exhaust you, but mercy replenishes you quietly. Allah's mercy protects you even when you feel exposed. Some pains remove people, plans, or comfort, but they never remove Allah. His mercy stays closer to you than anyone else ever could. Pain may ask questions your heart cannot answer. Why did this happen? Why did it hurt this way? Mercy does not always explain, it reassures. It tells the heart, you are not forgotten. The mercy of Allah softens pain so it does not harden your heart. Without mercy, suffering would turn into bitterness. With mercy, suffering turns into wisdom, humility and depth. Pain has a lesson, but mercy has a purpose. The lesson passes with time, the purpose remains. Allah uses pain to shape you, but He uses mercy to carry you through the shaping. When you feel weak, mercy gives you strength without noise. When you feel lost, mercy guides without pressure. Allah does not rush your healing. His mercy moves at the pace your heart can handle. Pain may isolate you from the world, but mercy draws you closer to Allah. In that closeness, you find a comfort that ease never provided. Mercy fills the spaces pain creates. Allah's mercy is constant even when faith feels fragile. You may doubt, struggle, or feel distant, yet mercy does not withdraw. Allah remains patient with your heart, understanding your human limits. Pain fades gradually, often without announcement. One day you realize it hurts less. Mercy, however, continues quietly long after the pain has gone. It stays as peace, clarity and gratitude. Even the delay in relief is mercy. Allah delays not to harm, but to protect. What arrives later often arrives gentler, wiser and more suitable for your heart. Pain may teach you what you cannot control. Mercy teaches you whom to trust. Trust in Allah turns pain into a bridge, not a wall. Allah's mercy reminds you that you are never alone in your suffering. Others may not understand, but Allah knows every detail. This awareness calms the heart. Pain changes you, but mercy restores you. It heals what pain exposes. It rebuilds what pain breaks. Allah's mercy always has the final word. When pain feels loud, mercy works silently. It steadies your emotions, anchors your thoughts, and keeps your faith alive. You survive not because pain weakened, but because mercy strengthened. No pain lasts forever, no matter how intense it feels today. Allah promises ease after hardship, and He never breaks His promise. Mercy guarantees that pain has an end, so hold on. Let pain pass through you without owning your heart. Remember that Allah's mercy is constant, surrounding you before, during, and after every hardship. And when pain leaves, mercy will still remain, guiding you forward with peace. Positivity begins with trusting Allah's plan. Positivity does not begin when life becomes easy. It begins when the heart learns to trust Allah's plan. When you believe that Allah is in control, even pain loses some of its weight. Trust reminds you that nothing is random and nothing is wasted. Every moment is guided by divine wisdom. Trusting Allah means believing that what He chooses for you is better than what you would choose for yourself. You may not understand the delay, the loss, or the struggle, but Allah sees the full picture. This belief calms the heart and allows positivity to grow, even in uncertainty. When trust is weak, the mind fills with fear and overthinking. When trust is strong, the heart feels supported. Positivity grows naturally when you stop fighting reality and start accepting Allah's decree with faith. Acceptance brings relief. Trusting Allah does not mean you stop feeling pain. It means pain no longer controls your outlook. You feel sadness, but you do not drown in it. You feel disappointment, but you do not lose hope. Trust keeps the heart balanced. Positivity rooted in trust is not forced optimism. It is quiet confidence that Allah knows what He is doing. You may not smile every day, but your heart remains hopeful. This hope is stronger than temporary emotions. When you trust Allah's plan, you stop comparing your journey to others. You understand that everyone is on a different path with different tests. Comparison fades and gratitude begins to take its place. Trust teaches patience. You learn to wait without resentment. Waiting becomes a form of worship because you believe that Allah's timing is perfect, even when it feels slow. Positivity grows when you remember Allah's past kindness. Reflecting on how He carried you through previous hardships strengthens trust. If Allah helped you before, He will help you again. Trust removes the fear of the unknown. You no longer panic about what might happen next. You believe that whatever comes will come with Allah's support. This belief brings calm positivity. When trust is present, complaints decrease. You may still express pain, but you do not rebel against Allah's decree. You speak honestly to Allah, knowing He understands your heart. Trusting Allah helps you release control. You stop trying to manage every detail of life. Letting go of control lightens the heart and makes space for peace and positivity. Positivity grows when you see challenges as part of growth, not punishment. Trust reframes hardship as preparation. This perspective turns fear into strength. When you trust Allah, you stop expecting perfection from life. You accept that struggles are part of the journey. This acceptance prevents constant disappointment. Trust allows you to stay hopeful even when answers are delayed. You believe that silence is not abandonment. Allah may be working quietly in ways you cannot see. Positivity rooted in trust does not depend on people's behavior. Whether others support you or not, your heart remains steady. Allah's support is enough. Trusting Allah encourages consistency. You continue doing good even when results are unclear. This consistency nurtures inner positivity. When trust grows, gratitude follows. You begin to notice blessings alongside challenges. Gratitude softens pain and strengthens positivity. Trust helps you forgive yourself. You stop blaming yourself for every setback. You believe that Allah's plan includes learning and growth, not just success. Positivity becomes sustainable when it is built on trust. It does not collapse when plans change. It adapts and remains steady. Trusting Allah means believing that the ending will be good, even if the middle is hard. This belief keeps your heart moving forward with hope. Positivity truly begins when you trust Allah's plan more than your own understanding. When that trust settles in your heart, you realize that even in pain, Allah is guiding you gently towards something better. Gratitude softens the heart during hard times. Gratitude does not deny pain. It reshapes how the heart carries it. When life becomes heavy, the heart can harden under pressure. Gratitude softens that hardness and reminds you that Allah's kindness still surrounds you even in difficulty. It allows the heart to feel pain without becoming bitter. Hard times often narrow your focus to what is missing. Gratitude gently widens your vision. It helps you see what remains, what still works, and what Allah has not taken away. This shift does not erase hardship, but it reduces its weight on the soul. Gratitude trains the heart to look beyond the test. When you thank Allah in hardship, you acknowledge that the test is not the whole story. You trust that Allah's mercy is present, even when ease is delayed. This trust brings emotional relief. In difficult moments, gratitude becomes an act of faith. You thank Allah not because everything is perfect, but because you believe He is still good. This belief protects the heart from despair and keeps hope alive. Gratitude softens resentment. When hardship lasts, anger can quietly build inside the heart. Gratitude dissolves that anger by reminding you that Allah owes you nothing, yet continues to give you everything. Humility brings calm. Thanking Allah during hardship strengthens patience. You stop resisting the test and start enduring it with dignity. Gratitude turns waiting into worship and suffering into meaning. Gratitude helps the heart accept reality. Acceptance does not mean approval of pain. It means surrender to Allah's wisdom. This surrender removes inner conflict, allowing peace to enter gradually. During hard times, gratitude reminds you of previous mercies. You reflect on how Allah carried you through past struggles. Remembering His help strengthens trust that He will help you again. Gratitude teaches balance. You acknowledge pain without exaggerating it. You recognize blessings without ignoring hardship. This balance keeps emotions stable during storms. When the heart practices gratitude, it becomes gentler. You become kinder to yourself and others. Hardship no longer sharpens your words or actions. Softness becomes strength. Gratitude protects the heart from envy. During hardship, seeing others in ease can hurt. Gratitude reminds you that everyone has tests, even if they are hidden. Comparison fades and contentment grows. Thanking Allah in difficulty builds resilience. You learn how to stand without collapsing. Gratitude anchors you when emotions feel unstable. Gratitude allows the heart to rest. Instead of constantly asking why, you say Alhamdulillah and breathe. This simple remembrance calms the nervous heart. When gratitude becomes a habit, the heart stops keeping score. You stop counting losses and start recognizing mercy. This mindset eases emotional pain. Gratitude softens grief. Loss hurts deeply, but gratitude reminds you of what was experienced, not just what was lost. This remembrance brings gentle healing. Gratitude strengthens connection with Allah. You turn to Him not only in need, but in appreciation. This relationship brings comfort that people cannot provide. In hardship, gratitude helps you find meaning. You begin to see lessons, growth, and refinement. Meaning reduces suffering. Gratitude does not require big blessings. It grows from small mercies, breath, shelter, faith, strength to continue. Small gratitude brings big peace. When the heart is grateful, complaints decrease. You still express pain, but without rebellion. This respectful honesty draws Allah's mercy closer. Gratitude helps you forgive. When you recognize Allah's blessings, holding grudges feels heavier, letting go becomes easier. Hardship can isolate, but gratitude reconnects. You feel connected to Allah even when people are distant. This connection softens loneliness. Gratitude protects the heart from hopelessness. You believe that Allah's kindness did not end with this test. Hope stays alive. Gratitude allows you to smile gently, even in pain. That smile is not denial. It is faith expressing itself quietly. When gratitude lives in the heart, hardship loses its power to define you. You become stronger without becoming hard. Gratitude teaches you to trust timing. You thank Allah now, believing that relief will come later. This belief calms anxiety. Gratitude changes the way you speak to yourself. You stop criticizing your weakness and start appreciating your endurance. A grateful heart remains open. It does not close itself to love, mercy, or healing. Softness allows recovery. Gratitude invites barakah. Allah increases what is appreciated. Even patience grows through gratitude. Hard times refine the heart, but gratitude polishes it. Without gratitude, hardship leaves scars. With gratitude, hardship leaves wisdom. When gratitude softens the heart, pain no longer hardens you. You emerge gentler, wiser, and closer to Allah, carrying faith instead of bitterness and calm instead of despair. Patience turns suffering into strength. Patience does not remove suffering immediately, but it changes what suffering does to you. Without patience, pain weakens the heart. With patience, pain refines it. Islam teaches us that patience is not passive waiting, it is active endurance with faith and dignity. Suffering tests the surface of your emotions, but patience shapes the depth of your character. When you choose patience, you refuse to let pain turn you bitter. You allow it to build strength quietly inside you, layer by layer. Patience teaches the heart how to stand without collapsing. You may feel tired, hurt, or overwhelmed, yet you continue to hold yourself together. This inner stability is strength that comfort could never teach. Through patience, suffering becomes meaningful. Pain without patience feels pointless. Pain with patience becomes purposeful. Allah transforms what hurts into what heals over time. Patience trains self-control. You learn not to react impulsively when emotions rise. This restraint protects your dignity and preserves your peace. Strength grows when you master your reactions. Suffering often reveals what you cannot control. Patience teaches you how to live with that reality. Accepting limits without despair is a powerful form of strength. Patience deepens reliance on Allah. When suffering lasts, human strength fades and divine reliance increases. This shift strengthens the heart beyond what self-effort alone could achieve. Every moment of patience is witnessed by Allah. Even when no one else sees your struggle, Allah records your restraint, your endurance, and your trust. This awareness gives suffering value. Patience builds emotional resilience. You learn how to face pain without breaking. Each test endured makes the next one feel less overwhelming. Patience does not mean silence about pain. It means expressing pain without rebellion. You speak honestly to Allah while trusting His wisdom. This balance strengthens faith. Suffering exposes vulnerability. Patience protects that vulnerability from turning into weakness. It teaches you how to remain gentle without becoming fragile. Through patience, suffering removes pride. You recognize your dependence on Allah. This humility strengthens the heart and draws divine mercy closer. Patience teaches timing. You stop rushing healing and allow it to unfold naturally. Strength grows when you stop demanding immediate relief. Suffering with patience teaches empathy. You become more understanding of others' pain. This compassion is a form of strength that connects hearts. Patience turns waiting into worship. Each moment you endure with trust becomes an act of faith. This transforms suffering into spiritual growth. Patience does not erase tears. It gives them meaning. Crying with patience is not weakness. It is honesty wrapped in trust. Suffering tests hope. Patience protects it. You continue to believe in goodness even when evidence feels scarce. Hope sustained through patience is powerful. Patience strengthens decision making. You stop acting out of desperation. Calm choices replace impulsive ones. Wisdom grows through restraint. Through patience, suffering becomes a teacher. It shows you what truly matters. Distractions fall away and priorities become clearer. Patience builds inner confidence. You realize you can survive more than you thought. This realization strengthens self-belief grounded in faith. Patience teaches consistency. You continue to do good even when motivation fades. This steadiness builds long-lasting strength. Suffering may isolate you from people, but patience connects you to Allah. This connection becomes your greatest source of strength. Patience prevents regret. When you endure calmly, you avoid actions that would later weigh on your heart. Strength includes protecting future peace. Patience allows healing to be deep, not rushed. Superficial relief fades quickly, but patient healing lasts. Strength formed slowly is stable. Suffering tests endurance. Patience increases it. Each test stretches your capacity until what once felt unbearable becomes manageable. Patience trains the heart to remain soft. You do not harden despite pain. Soft strength is one of the most powerful qualities in faith. Through patience, suffering refines intention. You stop asking for ease alone and start asking for closeness to Allah. This intention strengthens the soul. Patience teaches surrender. You release what you cannot change and focus on what you can endure. This surrender brings peace. Suffering ends eventually. Strength gained through patience remains. What you carry forward is not the pain, but the growth it produced. Patience turns suffering into strength by shaping who you become. When the pain passes, you realize you are no longer the same person. You are steadier, wiser, and closer to Allah. Staying connected to Allah keeps hope alive. Hope does not survive on circumstances alone. It survives on connection. When the heart stays connected to Allah, hope continues to breathe even when life feels heavy. That connection reminds you that no situation is permanent and no pain is unseen. Allah becomes the anchor that keeps hope from drifting away. When hardship lasts, hope is often the first thing to weaken. But staying connected to Allah restores it gently. Each prayer, each moment of remembrance, and each quiet dua feeds the heart with reassurance that you are not alone in this struggle. Connection to Allah does not require perfect faith. It requires sincerity. Even when your heart feels tired or confused, turning to Allah keeps a small light alive inside you. That light is hope, protected by divine mercy. When you stay connected to Allah, you stop relying solely on outcomes for encouragement. You find strength in closeness, not results. Hope becomes internal rather than conditional. Hard times can make the heart feel distant from everything. Connection brings it back home. Allah's remembrance calms fear and reminds the soul of its true refuge. Staying connected means returning to Allah repeatedly. Some days you feel strong, other days weak. Hope stays alive, not because you never fall, but because you keep returning. Connection to Allah gives perspective. What feels overwhelming today becomes manageable when viewed through faith. Hope grows when you remember that Allah controls what feels out of control to you. Prayer is one of the strongest forms of connection. When you stand before Allah, you are reminded that help is always available. This awareness revives hope during moments of despair. Dhikr keeps the heart awake. Repeating Allah's name softens worry and calms anxiety. Each remembrance strengthens hope quietly. Connection reminds you of Allah's promises. He promised ease after hardship. He promised reward for patience. Remembering these promises keeps hope steady. When you stay connected, you stop interpreting silence as abandonment. You understand that Allah's quiet moments are not empty. He may be working in ways you cannot yet see. Hope fades when you feel forgotten. Connection assures you that Allah never forgets His servants. This assurance comforts the heart deeply. Staying connected allows you to speak to Allah honestly. You do not need to hide your fear or pain. This honesty strengthens hope because you are heard. Connection transforms loneliness into companionship. Even when people are absent, Allah's presence fills the space. Hope grows in that companionship. The heart connected to Allah does not panic easily. It feels supported even in uncertainty. This support stabilizes hope. Connection keeps you spiritually nourished. Without it, hope starves. With it, hope grows steadily even in drought. Staying connected helps you forgive yourself. You stop judging your weakness harshly. Hope survives when the heart is gentle with itself. When faith feels heavy, connection lightens it. You remember that Allah understands human struggle. Hope returns when you stop demanding perfection from yourself. Connection to Allah reframes pain. Pain becomes a test, not a dead end. This reframing keeps hope alive. Staying connected reminds you that this life is temporary. What hurts now will not last forever. This truth strengthens hope. Connection also brings gratitude. Even small blessings become visible. Gratitude and hope often grow together. The heart connected to Allah does not feel abandoned in waiting. Waiting becomes meaningful rather than empty. Hope survives patience. Staying connected keeps your heart from becoming bitter. Bitterness kills hope, faith protects it. Connection encourages consistency. Even small acts of worship done regularly strengthen hope over time. Hope weakens when the mind overthinks. Connection quiets the mind and steadies the heart. When you stay connected, fear loses power. Fear thrives in isolation. Connection dissolves it. Connection allows you to rest emotionally. You stop carrying burdens alone. Hope grows when burdens are shared with Allah. Staying connected does not mean life becomes easy. It means life becomes bearable. Hope thrives in bearable spaces. Connection keeps your heart flexible. It bends without breaking. Hope lives in resilience. The believer who stays connected does not give up easily. Even when tired, they continue. Hope is sustained through perseverance. Connection reminds you of Allah's mercy. Mercy reassures the heart when mistakes happen. Hope survives mercy. Staying connected allows healing to be gradual. Rushed healing collapses. Gentle healing lasts. Connection teaches you to ask for help. You stop pretending to be strong. Hope grows in humility. The heart connected to Allah feels protected. Protection reduces fear. Reduced fear strengthens hope. Connection keeps you spiritually awake. You remain aware that Allah is near. Nearness nourishes hope. When storms intensify, connection becomes shelter. Hope survives shelter. Staying connected reminds you that every hardship carries reward. Reward gives meaning. Meaning sustains hope. Connection teaches you to breathe through pain. Breath steadies the heart. Steady hearts hold hope. The more you stay connected, the less despair controls you. Hope becomes stronger than fear. Connection keeps the soul soft. Soft souls heal faster. Hope lives in softness. When all else feels uncertain, connection remains reliable. Reliability builds hope. Staying connected to Allah keeps hope alive because Allah Himself is the source of hope. As long as your heart turns to Him, hope will never fully fade, no matter how dark the moment feels. My dear brothers and sisters, pain may visit your life, but it does not define who you are. What defines you is how you hold on to Allah when everything feels heavy. Even in your weakest moments, Allah is strengthening your heart in ways you cannot yet see. Every tear you shed is known to Him, and every moment of patience is stored as reward. Staying positive does not mean denying your pain. It means believing that Allah's mercy is greater than it. It means trusting that what hurts today will heal tomorrow, and that no hardship comes without ease. Keep your heart connected to Allah even when you feel broken, because that connection is what carries you through the storm. So breathe. Be patient and don't lose hope. Happiness may not come loudly in hard times, but peace will settle gently in your heart when you trust Allah. And with that peace, positivity will rise again stronger than before.